Bag. It's a bag. Anyone watching this back, if I decide to leave this up or if I'm going to edit and re-upload for a review of this bag and a lot of things like it, my other channel, Two Mice on My Bookshelf, link down below. So here we go. Hey, long time no see. Oh, Gail, have you seen Moon Baby's deck? The hoi polloi recolored on Kickstarter. Well, it started with a huge bang. I think it blew up. Now that really is a lesson in how you turn lemons to lemonade. He lost his job. I didn't know you lost your job, Brad. I'm so sorry about that. But congratulations on, I mean, that Kickstarter is really, I backed it. I made an exception and I backed it. How do I open this? Oh, it's over here. Oh, did you? Obviously, a lot of people backed it. Good for you, Brad. Good for you. Brent. Sorry. Did I say Brad? No, Brent. I know you from before you were Moon Baby, eh, Brent? I remember thinking this name and you made comments. And I remember thinking, because I tend to flag names which your comment, I can't remember what it was, but your comment stood out to me. And I remember flagging your name, like, you know, Brent Palazzo. I remember that name. So when you change your name, or what was it? I think did you change your name? No, but when you started actively commenting on other occasions, I remembered you. I thought, oh, this is that Brent who had the very, very intelligent thing. I can't remember what you said, but something quite insightful, I thought. And then I sort of, you know, commit your name to memory. So, hola, Hector. Bag. It's a bag by a Japanese company called Superior Labor. They do a lot of canvas and leather, stationery accessory like pen. No, not this one. That's by Gallon Leather, but zip folder. Just really like amazing. The leather is natural, but they, like, for example, this leather is natural, but its quality is pretty bad because it feels like plastic. It hasn't patinaed at all. And compared to something like, this is by them, it's the raw leather that they have is so smooth. I don't know what they use. I think they say mimosa extract is what they use, or to what do you call it? To, what's the word? So it's raw, but it's soft and it's thick. And a lot of raw leather are usually really stiff, but they massaged it and all the rest of it. All the brass are solid. The cotton are solid. I was gonna do this unboxing on the other channel, but I thought, no, that's okay. I'll save it for. Nomado Store. I love that store. So Nomado Store is in Belgium. The only place you can buy them, you can't buy them direct. I suppose you can from Superior Labor, but most people don't, because there's a language barrier, as well as I suspect they sell mainly not retail. So you can buy retail, but I think it's not very online friendly. I tried to go to their sale from the Superior Labor themselves, and the sale's pretty good. Like, you know, sort of, I think it's annual. I'm not sure, but everything's in Japanese. You can't, you know, it's just difficult. And then if you have questions and all the rest of it, but I think if you're in Japan, you can drop by. There's one Baumkuchen in California. Yeah, I believe it's husband and wife run small business. I think the wife is Japanese. I could be wrong, but they stock. So in America, the known stockist for superior labor is Baumkuchen in California somewhere, and in Europe is Nomado store, and each of them often have um, joint projects. So they have exclusive Baumkuchen, they have exclusive Nomado store bag, which superior labor would. It's a bit like the Sailor fountain pen. It's a bit like that, where um, this fountain Sailor work with Bugu Box in Japan, a store in Japan, and they create exclusive design together, and it's just available for Bungo Box and only for so many pieces and only for so long, that sort of thing. And then they did work together, Sailor as well, fountain pens, that is, with Pen Gallery in Malaysia. You know, the durian, pen durian is a very distinct Southeast Asian fruit, that sort of thing. So, and the one that I already have is, I forgot to show you the Cosmovision's pin that I put on my bag. I'm not normally into pins, but for as long as my pin collecting, not pin collecting, but my policy now is not to buy the pins. If the pins are gifted, giveaway. And so there's one, the Weird Cat Terror, I think, and I think I've mentioned this before. There's a little cute pin, and I just at the time I didn't know what to do with pins, so I just sort of left it around the house, and I think it's lost. I don't know where it is now. I love that roll up. Which that's for fountain pen. That green chair is my husband's. He insists on keeping it. It's a bit crummy, but you know, it reminds me of Fraser's dad's chair. So this is the pens I've used so far that I really need to try to clean again, because I'm just not sure if I've cleaned them properly. Don't know. I think I have, but I don't know. Now I'm getting a bit paranoid, so I'm keeping it here. Yeah. So, but I mean, you see compared to, I mean, come on now. It's like it's covered in plastic or something. It's not breathing, and it's just not. I mean, look at this used to look like this. I mean, look at the honey. Over 600 are accounted for already. 750 or 1,000. I want some for after, people who might miss the campaign. Yeah. So are you gonna do what a lot of these guys do? Like afterwards, you open up a pre-order. Is that what you're gonna do? So you're gonna have to have you have to have an Etsy shop then. Ah, there it is. There's a pin there. But I mean, look at the handle. I'm sorry, my vegan and vegetarian friends. I'm so sorry, but this is thick leather. But my God, it's so malleable, so soft, but so thick. They're really treated really well. Oh, so let's see how this is going. I'm going to have breakfast at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Bear with me. What? Start? I don't want to break the seal. I'm obsessed with preservation. I think in the past I would have been like a conservationist. whatever you call people who conserve things. Hey, Susan. Yeah, I don't usually do this, but I don't know. Today has been a really weird day. I woke up and to some stuff I had to attend to, and it was immediately stress, and it's been a bit stressful couple of days. And yeah, I didn't have my coffee until about 10, and it just threw me off a bit. So that's how it looks like when it's new. Look at the color. Oh, I hope there's a strap with it. So this is, look, I mean, that's raw, but it's so soft. And the zipper are all solid brass. All the there you go. Come on. Oh, another pin! Yay! Another pin! Look. Oh, it's different. Okay, hold on. Okay, usually this older pin has a knob. You know those little one, and that has a little cap on it that you push in and then you cap to the back. This is like a pin, so the back's different. This is harder to put on canvases, because if it's just a pin like that, you could just push it, and the canvas is really thick, so you could just push it. This you have to really fiddle with, so I have to ask my husband to help. So I'll put it like, I don't know. So there is Nomado store, because this is, I don't think this is available with the other shops. So Superior Labor, the people who create this bag, okay, the bag has nothing, which is a little disappointing, because I quite like the print. So I didn't ask about the back. Okay. Oh well. I suppose the thing is, with the back, it goes under the line. So when it's painted like this, it could go under. But with leather, you can't. So, and then you have this as well. So maybe it's easier for them to do this. I don't know. But I was hoping that this might be bigger to my current bag, because when I carry my coat and my jacket, I tend to stuff it in. And the other one, that other bag, is a bit small in the end. Let me check. Is it a bit bigger? No, it's not. It's the same size, I think. Oh well, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, it's the same size. Okay, because they call this compact. So I was very confused. Small, compact, mini. So their small is huge, because the original, they call this engineer's bag. The original engineer's bag is actually created for, I think, for men. And I'm thinking, because physically men tend to be bigger than women, their bags tend to be bigger too. So the big, huge, and it's heavy. Even this is kind of, so we have that. Yeah, I mean, this is thick, but look, soft. Brass. Ooh. That's been stored a bit funny there. That coffee. Just a very normal sort of, I actually wanted the leather bottom as opposed to the painted. Do you remember the Old Navy bag that they carry? And I think this is waterproof. I think this is like paint that they use for canvases and tarpaulins. It's waterproof. Yeah, anyway, I think so anyway. So it's pretty, I suppose that's probably why it's called engineer's bag. I like that it's industrial. The handle feels shorter. Yeah, it feels shorter. The distance, the drop. So, okay. Let me see if I can put this pin now, because well, it'll be a really boring live stream with me fiddling trying to pin this down. So I'll do it later. But sorry, are you guys talking to me about the store? Okay, hold on. This is not sponsored by Baumkuchen or by Nomado Store. This is just, hold on a second. Baumkuchen is actually a name of a German cake. Right, hold on. I'm always in dilemma about whether to is the one in California, which makes more sense for you guys because it doesn't make sense to, well, I'll link it to you anyway. The other one is in Belgium, in Europe, and prices are in euro, so that's Baumkuchen. Yes, reminds me of the type of bag some of us bought in Egypt in 87. Okay, 87. I was about to say like 70s. They're all leather, light beige, all brass, fittings, and a few bucks. The thing about leather, look at this one here. I am crazy about leather bags. They're heavy. They're heavy. So this is good. This canvas is good. It's thick. It's all cotton. And sadly, New Zealand used to have a lot of this really good products. And then, yeah, cost of doing business here is just way too expensive. And there's a lot of wasted opportunities, a lot, for decades now. Yeah, Yachtsman ice bear. That's interesting. It does feel sort of naval, doesn't it? It sort of felt nautical somehow. I don't know. Are you guys commenting on superior labor bags? Do you manage to get a link to you? I haven't heard someone say supper in a long time. So you said you like I really like their bags. So I'm assuming you're talking about superior labor. So I'm assuming that you managed to get to their website. Okay, this is the other thing. Okay. This is rolling here. There's a ring here. My only question is, shouldn't this be the other way around? Because I have other bags with brass buckle. The rolling tube is on this side, so that when you put the thing like so, it slides off easily. So, but this is here on this side, so okay. Mm. Mm. I would have breakfast at every meal, but fruit and cereal, supper, I do a lot. I actually really, really like, hold on a second, I'm a bit confused. Where am I? Why is this suspiciously looking rather short? Hold on, something's not right. Is this okay? So this is completely interesting. The strap is shorter. Hold on. Is it just my feeling? Or is it actually shorter? What is going on here? Oh! It's been stored funny. Hold on a second. Oh. So where did I put the buckle here? The last one. Okay, last one. Last hole. That is a lot shorter, isn't it? Oh, maybe not. Okay, let's see that numbers don't lie. The one way for you to do this to know for sure is to measure. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm hooking this up. Just checking on the bird. On the bird, Ladybird. Okay. Wow, it's a lot further than I thought. Okay. Ooh. God. What am I doing? Hold on. I am so there's just some stuff I just can't do, and it's so simple and I can't do them. Okay. See? I think that should be fine now. Yeah, I'm kind of sad it doesn't have now I need to check whether in the listing it actually say it has the Well, when they are posting it on Instagram, it doesn't usually, they flip and to show the back, but this time they didn't. So I guess maybe, you know, most of the times, I mean, now that I have all these pins on it, I can't really carry it this way anyway. In the past, I used to carry it this way with this facing front. But with all the pins, it's snagged. So now with the pins having like this, it has to sit facing, you know, facing out. Oh, quality stream check. How's the quality of the stream? Hi, Bill. I love handbags. Okay, there are women who are into shoes and handbags, right? I'm not into shoes. I've given up wearing heels. I've given up wearing makeups because I can no longer wear contact lenses. If you remember, before I even turned 50, I wanted to talk about menopause because I knew it was coming. With aging, at least with me, my eyes dried up. I could no longer wear contact lenses. As soon as I can't wear contact lenses, earrings go by the wayside. Makeup gone. And now shoes gone. So I have some Christian Louboutin that I am going to sell on eBay. Hardly worn. That's all I'm going to say. But I am really like, bags is something you can wear no matter what, you know what I mean? In the past, I have more formal handbags, like handbags that you carry like this or carry here. But that requires that you don't walk extensively. Since I don't drive here and public transport, the bus is okay. People would argue they're expensive, but taxi is very expensive here. When I was living in Singapore, taxi wasn't very expensive. So it was economical to just take them everywhere. In fact, it's a lot cheaper, in my opinion, than to drive a car. But you get stuck with long lines, not being able to get cabs when it's raining or when it's a certain time of the day, that sort of thing. So that's just the inconvenience. But here, I walk a lot. And I have to be able to sling my bag over. And a lot of the times I just carry my backpack because I could carry it like this. And I could just walk with two hands, doing this. Because my sister, though, she would walk with a bag here. But it's very bad for your back. Very, very bad. So yeah, so this leather is, they put mimosa extract. I think it's really thick, really, really thick, but very, very soft. This one is harder than this one. So I am now wondering if the quality is a bit, I don't know, I hope this is not a sign of things to come, because is this the same thickness? Because I have an inkling that they are reducing material. Is this thicker? Am I just feeling things, or is this leather slightly thinner? I don't know. I need to measure, because I don't want to just impression. Sometimes your perception is not accurate. So you could see the patina of that compared to that. I mean, that has been like that for months. It hasn't moved. So I don't think that's a very good leather. And as soon as I touch it, I knew it wasn't, this used to be like that. Yeah, and so it doesn't patina is what I'm saying. And interestingly, there isn't that strong leather smell, interestingly. So these guys are in Japan. They went and bought an old schoolhouse and they converted it into the workshop. It's very, very interesting. It's in the middle of this green if you go to Superior Labor, you see the story of the Superior Labor, the building where they're at and how they started and how many leather crafts people, and then you have the people who sew the canvas, and then there's people who put all the rivets and the leather people. So there's a different section, and it's quite interesting to watch them craft it. And I'll give a review on my other channel. Oh, okay, let me see. Is this the same? Same? Yeah. So the brass zipper. Look at that brass zipper. Where is it? There it is. Thick. I'm gonna have to do this properly on my other channel. Yeah, you can't see it properly. I need to. This is what I mean by camera down is just so much better when you're talking the product. This way, you're really getting the person's face. And as far as I'm concerned, when we're talking about the product, your face is the least of the topic you want to address. So, but yeah, so that's a huge. That's brass zipper there, so that's pretty good. Yeah, is there okay, less pocket? No. Oh, less pocket too. Okay. On this one, there are pockets inside on both sides. Here, there's just one. On this side. Those rivets holds a pocket, but there's no pocket on this side. I should have known, I should have investigated this before I bought it, but it doesn't matter because you have the leather bottom, which is what I wanted. So in here, you see there's only one internal pocket, one side here. Well, here you have two sides. I don't want to show you the inside of my bag, but there's one this side, and there's another one this side. So, okay. They're definitely down cutting. So another thing is you have these little tags here. You don't have it anymore here. Yeah. So it's not the same model. So I guess. So I suppose because this is exclusive to them, I guess they can say, okay, we'll do it this way, and in order to get more profit, cut this out and cut that out, you know. So which is a bit sad. Yes. What is this called? It's called the engineer's bag. Is it cheaper? I have no idea. I can't remember. I can't remember how much I paid for the other one. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, I wanted it. I bought it. It's here. So, yes. So hopefully, I mean, without the internal pocket, that's less weight too as well. If you think about it, leather is weightier. So less internal pocket, one less, but more weight here. What else is not here? So all in all, I think it balances it out because otherwise it can get, I have this one bag that is attractive. It's beautiful. But when I carried it, it's non-functional. It was so heavy. Wow. It was just unbearably heavy. In the end, I can't use it. So yeah. So back to my breakfast. What is this? I don't know if this is breakfast. This is a local muesli, which is really yummy. Every time I came back to New Zealand in the past, I used to look for this and eat this in the morning and pack them up in my suitcase and carry them with me. I'm reading Hector's comment. Hey, Dustin, I may have to order another box from you. You know, guys, I haven't shown you Dustin's boxes. I've ordered some boxes from him when he first started opening up his orders for the boxes. Beautiful. But I am absolutely, look at that. That's another one of theirs. Um, I put all my stationery stuff in here. My fountain pen I need to fix, but that's them too. This is not sponsored. I'm not getting anything out of this. This is, again, no smell. It's interesting though. There isn't a smell. So I'm sure the way they tan this is in quite a unique way. That mimosa extract is quite fascinating. We have that. And there's a few products. It's in the when I review it on my other channel. I'm in such a fountain pen role right now, and I feel really bad because a lot of people are waiting for books on my other channel, and because it was it was sort of going through Folio Society, not specifically, especially because Folio Society have this annual. I said biannual. It's not biannual. Twice a year. New Year and in the middle, which is winter for us, summer for you guys. And the prices is very, very reasonable. During sales, it is literally about like $20 US, and their surface is impeccable. And I think they are still one of the few book publishing houses and company that's still owned independently. And I really, when I can throw my money at an independent producer, I will. And their customer service is just impeccable. So lately there is another book like the Book of the New Sun, which I believe it's a science fiction, American science fiction writer. I am very new to science fiction, so I'm just exploring. But I know that he's very, very well known. I mean, I'm new to him that I don't remember his name. I remember the title is The New Sun. The limited edition signed by him before he died, snapped up like that. It turned up on eBay the next day, double the price, and that was sold as well. And so they've just issued the New Sun. That's suddenly my mind went blank. That is not limited edition. I think I ordered it. My memory is failing me. How can I not remember if I ordered it? So anyway, so there's a few of those. And then the guy who wrote Dreaming of Electric Sheep, he sort of have a series of books. So there is a set of 4 of his stories. So I have that as well to show. But there's a few superior labor I want to review now that I've managed to use it. This one is one. This is another. I want to review this. That's a pen roll. And I want to review this. I have been really happy with this. Really a lot happier than I thought I would. I wasn't sure initially because I really do not like this kind of strap. I really don't like this flat handle because when you hold it, it's a bit, it digs into your. I prefer those round ones, which tend to be a bit more time consuming to make and it adds to the price, etc. But this is sort of this, this raw cut. There's no stitching. It's just literally, it's just leather cut raw, no stitching. And so for that look, I suppose that is, understandable. And I'm more than happy. Journal cover, beautiful, beautiful. One with a zip. And all wallets. This is a utility wallet, so it's utility. So people put notebooks in here and their pens. I just use it as a wallet because I could open it like this, and when I open it like that, no one can see it. I have another wallet where every time I open the wallet, the rows of cards I have, everything opens up for everyone to see, and I always feel very uncomfortable this way. If I open up this way, you don't actually get to see. I get to see it because it's on this side. So I like that. The trouble is it's very deep. So I do find it a little bit tricky to get in there. It's just this bit here. I suppose there's a reason why a lot of wallets are this size, like that. But because it's like this, you could put a little field note or something. You can put a little book. You can put pens in there and everything. So that's superior labor as well. That's them there. Okay, you see the leather. I haven't done anything. It's patina by itself. And, excuse me, that, which is a pen. This is exclusive to the Canadian pen shop called, I can't remember now. It's online pen shop. What is it called? Anyway, they're in Canada. And this particular format is exclusive to them. So I had to order it from Canada. So it's basically, let me check if I have something here. Okay, I better not show you, but hold on a second. Let me take something out. So it's, you see how you could put 3 pens there? 1, 2, 3. And then you can put your little credit card. Well, not little, big credit card if you have a big credit card. 1, 2. It's just so interesting. Oh, I bought this secondhand from somebody in India. I am in such a pen brulee. That is made of celluloid, and celluloid is illegal to make now, or you have to make it under special license, because I know in Japan, Platinum or Sailor or Pilot. No, Pilot. Platinum or Sailor, I keep getting the two confused, are still making pens from celluloid. It is very flammable and it's poisonous. So, and plastic replaced celluloid as something more, safer to make. It's cheaper as well. But anyway, so somebody didn't want this, so I bought it. But it's a lot of these pen makers are in the US. I wish some of them are closer to home, because, and shipping is, ooh, that's dirty. Okay, I have to clean that. Ooh, that's the thing about fountain pen. Sometimes it can be a bit of work. So for example, I was distracted. You put that in there. There you go. Look. That's Gallon leather in Turkey. They are good value for money. Good value for money. Shipping FedEx during the pandemic at a very affordable price, instead of $150 for a pen, something ridiculous like that, which individual persons, if you don't have a corporate account, I guess, will have to pay that much. These guys managed to reduce it to like $20 US, so that's really good. So that's Gallon leather in Turkey. That's my vintage Pelicans, which I am still too scared to ink. And there's something about the screwing. There's like a click, and I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. There's like this funny click. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I need to inquire about all that before I even ink it, because and I have like 6 pens. That's the most I've ever inked pens. 6 pens altogether. So you could put 3, 1, 2, 3, and you can put whatever else you want. And that's your, so that's, I just love them. I love them. Okay, so I'll put this aside for the moment. I'll put this so that I know I have to attend to it. And the other, yeah, I mean, there's a lot you could see on the website there. Again, if you're in the US, Baumkuchen will probably be the most sensible one to go to, because the Belgium one, I don't know how much. Sorry, I'm not catching up on the. I'm suddenly picturing you riding in the back of motorcycle with bad boys after that Louboutin confession. But why does Louboutin is associated with motorcycles and bad boys? They're really high heels. They're very adult. They're very elegant. But I just have to admit it now. I will never wear heels again. Let's just. They make my legs look long, and it's beautiful. But I mean, seriously. Sad to say, but I think the end of the high heels is truly upon me. You just got 3 Parkers. Okay, I am yet to go to Parker. Right now, I am really obsessed with Pelican and Sailor. This is why I ended up filling in, like 6 pens or something, which I'm really nervous about, because the last time I filled up a pen and I forgot to clean it, it clogged up the whole pen. Luckily, it's a Twisby, so it's easily replaceable. But there's these other ones that, I don't know. I mean, I can't get them in New Zealand. I have to ship them from Japan or from the US, and expensive shipping. It's just so expensive. So yeah, so the nibs on the Sailor and the Pelicans, like, so I'm yet to go to Parker, but I'm eyeing, because I know a few pen people have Parkers, and especially the vintage ones seems to be pretty, kind of I don't know. I just seen them pop up. So I've seen, like, a lot of people, Mont Blanc is very, apparently you pronounce it Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc. Anyway, it's a mountain, right, in Switzerland. I actually went there, believe it or not, some 20 years ago. Mont Blanc is a very, yeah, Mont Blanc. And it's, yeah, so a lot of people, when you talk about fountain pen, Mont Blanc is like the, oh, you know, if you have it, you made it, you know, the little white tip sticking out on your pocket, etc. I still remember, like, 20 years ago when I was working in Singapore, every other corporate person would have a Mont Blanc sticking out as like this sort of prestige thing. Maybe because of that, I'm resisting it. Like, I have another friend who's a fountain pen enthusiast as well, and he said, don't you have, like, he likes Waterman. And so last time I was trying to talk about the Waterhouse picture that's on, was it White Newman has this, you know, the woman who pour water, and I thought, I remember this is like one of those Waterhouse. I said Waterman. So no, Waterman, no, Waterhouse and Waterman. So he likes Waterman and Mont Blanc, and I just like, you know. And I know somebody on Instagram who does sigil calligraphy, and she's using her father's Mont Blanc, the nib, like this triple broad or whatever. Maybe it's a stub. I have no idea, but the nib looks like this, like literally like, oh, it's, I think there is, I can't remember what nib it is. So the nib is like this, and instead of the one, I am this new, okay, I don't know what you call that hole. So instead of one hole, it has two on it, like that, literally like this. And so you have three tips, and it's wide like that, like and you look at people when they do calligraphy, it's like mesmerizing. You can just watch it all day, and it's very, very relaxing. Three, you got three. Parker Vacuumatics isn't with gold nibs. Oh, yes. See, the gold nib, I just begin to appreciate. In the past, I'm thinking, why would I want to spend more money? Sometimes $150 more for a 14 karat. Is it 14 karat? Yeah, as opposed to, say, steel. I'm very happy with my steel Yovos, okay? And they're pretty good. I don't see why I should pay any more money, but it is softer. And so when you write, especially the softer, the higher the gold, so 21 karat, the softer it is. And I think it's like leather, where it's sort of shaped around your function. You know how leather shoes sort of shaped around your toes, and it becomes more and more comfortable once you break it in. That's what I heard from a friend of mine. So he said that as you write, it just softly, slowly will shape into however angle, you know, whatever angle you write. And a lot of these gold nibs don't look gold, because I think aesthetically maybe it's a bit gaudy. And so it's 21 karat, but it's white because it's actually covered. It's plated. And so when you say vacuumatic, is this the one that you so instead of turning or pulling, you push to get the ink up? Is that what vacuumatic is? Oh, your mom threw Fred Harvey. I don't know what a Fred Harvey is. Sounds familiar. Bakelite gold nib fountain pen. Oh no, because Bakelite is highly collectible as well. Bakelite is something else that people collect. That was before, again, highly flammable. How is Bakelite different from celluloid? I don't know. I know both of them are highly flammable, and both of them were plastic before plastic was plastic. Music nib, yes. Yeah. So the music nib, I thought, right? I thought it's thin, thick. That's what I thought, thin, thick. But apparently not. So music nib is basically like stub nib. So architecture nib is thin, thick, while for stub or music like this, it's thick, thin. So architecture nib is more like this. The nib's like this instead of like that. It's like that. So it's thin, thick. And apparently it's also known as Hebrew nib or something. So that when you write Arabic or Hebrew script, so obviously because of the nature of the script, it has a lot more thick horizontal and thinner up and down, which is interesting because I never really thought about writing a certain kind of script requires different, like, it never occurred to me that Roman script, I think it's Roman script, whatever script we are using now, it's actually a lot of it is more thick up and then thin across. So it's more, it's more vertical, while sort of Arabic and Hebrew script is horizontal. So that's why the nib is like this instead of like that. Yeah, I know. So with music, right? With music, so I'm thinking, if you think about it, you know how music notes are thin, thick, thin, thick, right? So that's why I kind of thought like, yeah, I don't know. Music are thin, 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 thick, because the little notes are like that. So I just always thought that music should be thin, thick, thin up and down, thick side to side is what I'm thinking. But while I was showering, should I have skipped the shower? You were going like, I wasn't sure whether I was going to go live here or on the other channel, because I thought, so if you want to see the review, I'll review it on the other channel. That's for sure. YouTube algorithm is a bitch. Okay, I tried to produce a variety of content on this channel. Man, it was such an uphill battle. So yeah, I will review it on the other channel, because I am due to review these guys, and I have some thoughts about pen storage, like this one here. It's nice, but I would never store pen long term like this. I would never travel with my pen like this, because I could feel it. And so far, the best pen storage to travel with, and when I mean travel, I mean throw in your backpack, throw that backpack around, sort of baggage belts, and those X-ray belts, and then those guys don't really care about your bag, they sort of shove it around, that sort of thing, is the Visconti. The Visconti pen bag was my first. I bought it in Singapore when I was there. I didn't know what I was doing. I liked the look of it. I wasn't sure how much they normally cost. I just bought it. And my pen friend told me, oh, that's a bit expensive. And I thought, oh. And then but after that, really, I sort of threw a lot of stuff on my backpack, my laptop, everything got squeezed. And I was so new to fountain pen, and sometimes you are not too aware of everything. And when I came back to New Zealand, everything was still perfect. It's just the top. I will show you on my other channel. The top was a bit skewed because it's been squeezed. But my point is that the pen's safe, because it's constructed in such a way where the pen are separated from each other with hard partitions, and then they are also boxed in with hard partitions. So from the top, they're safe. From the side, they're safe. Like this, you're not safe. You can see it's soft. And if you have something heavy on top of this, the pens in there would have come in contact with each other with only a piece of leather or two between them, which isn't always the safe way. Like this kind of thing, I do not like my pens touching, because it really screwed them up. So look at that. It has each of it. So this one has this one has a sleeve, that one has a sleeve, and then you have the sleeve on top of that. So these two pens are never touching each other. And this I would carry it around, and or this, I would throw it like that, and it'd be safe enough. So, but I probably wouldn't do that like this. And I don't know why I want to travel with like 10 pens anyway. I'm not quite there yet, or maybe never. May never be there at all. So, oh yes, okay. The push, interesting, right? So you pull it, and then by filling it is so counterintuitive. Usually you pull, right? You understand that mechanism with syringes and the rest of it, but it's so counterintuitive. I have one, and I'm still too scared. This is the Iris Twisby, the limited edition Iris. I think Lucy has it. Lucy bought one. It's very counterintuitive. So you have to pull it first. You dip the nib in, and then you push. So as you push, it sucks the ink. It's a bit like I call it plunger when I was in New York. I call it coffee plunger, and they laugh at me because plunger for them is the toilet thing, the toilet blender, the toilet. But it reminds me of French press. It reminds me, when you press your coffee, you brew your coffee and then you press it and everything goes up. So it kind of reminds me of that. So whenever I feel a little bit confused about, oh, what am I doing, which I haven't done, I try to psych myself and say, okay, it's just like French press. Because when you do something and it's counterintuitive, it can be quite dicey, especially, you do one wrong move. And I've done that before because it's so counterintuitive. I'm a klutz anyway. So in the best of times, I'm a klutz. And so when things are counterintuitive, like, what was I doing? I think I was inking something on my other channel. I was inking the Bungo box, the green and yellow sailor, the special edition one. And I think one of my ink, I was holding it in such a way, when I watch it back, I thought, oh my God, I almost spilled it because my brain just doesn't click. Yeah, the architecture is a funny one. The architecture is like that. So it's thin, thick, thin up and down, and thick side to side. So I have tried a zoom nib. Now that is fascinating. Zoom nib, I think, is only available on Sailor. So it's like this, like that. So thick, thin. So thick and this low angle, thin at that angle. It's really, really interesting. So thin, thick, thin. So it reminds me of the movement of Mo Pi, Chinese brush. Chinese brush, not that I know how to write Chinese or do calligraphy, but I've done Chinese painting once upon a time when I was a child. And so with Chinese brush, you do this: thin, thick, thin, thick. So the nib is like this, oh, it's so weird. So the nib is like that. So you really huge and thick, like double broad, and then you lift it a little bit, and then it's thin. I mean, I don't do calligraphy, so those things are wasted on me at the moment. But when you just write, it's kind of fun. But it's so weird because as soon as you lift the angle up like this, whoop, and it's thin, and then like that, it's thick, 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 thin, thick, 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 thin. It's quite fascinating. So Sailor has such interesting nibs. There's some really extreme ones, like really like one that looks like a hawk like this. Oh, but that's a bit much for me at the moment. And they're not cheap, eh? Like the nibs. Oh, the other thing is with Sailor, unfortunately, you can't change the nib yourself. So if, for example, oh, this is not for you, you can't just order a nib and change it yourself, which I thought was a bit, maybe has something to do with their feed, the system of the feed. You can't just, the feed might have been designed in such a way where you can't just pull it out. But there's a few Sailor that I just can't bear. It's too thin for me. And it's such a waste for me to have to get rid of the whole pen. Like in other pens, you can just change the nibs, like Pelican, oh, not Pelican, Pelican, I suppose it's German. And you just screw it, take it off, and you put something else, and you're done. So did you see the New Gallon molded cases? No, I have not. Now that you say it, molded cases. Molded? Okay, I'm going to have to check. I have been putting my money a lot on the pens, like insane amount of money, because I was telling Zach and Lucy and Y that I had planned for the money, and then COVID happened, government regulation changes, and interest rate in the bank dropped to nothing, and my investment plan doesn't pan out because of the new regulation, and I just was a bit miffed, so I kind of spent a chunk of it. And so I dare not look at other things because I don't want to have to spend any more. But hold on a second. Let me check. Now that you say it, I have to look. That's how the New Gallons ones are. I can't wait to get my hands on. Okay, let me see. Molded cases, is that what it's called? Oh, hold on a second. Molded cases, Gallon. Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, I don't know about that buckle Hold on. Let me just share with the class. Share with the class. Gallon. Molded pancakes. Okay, hold on a second. Molded, that's a misspell. Okay. I'm gonna turn off my phone. I was waiting. Okay, it's 5 o'clock, so I can turn off my phone. Hold on a second. Because I was waiting for work stuff to call. Ladybird. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi, go, baby. What's up, baby? I don't know, Dustin. I don't know. I don't like the buckle. I don't know. I'm relieved a little bit, but I like the leather. The Crazy Horse leather, I think, is oil tanned, I think. I have one of them and I love it. I have another one. Oh, where is it? I have another one, a 3-pen one that's made of the Crazy Horse. Hold on a second. Oh, that one's already sold out, really. The 3-pen distressed leather. Oh, the 5 pens. Oh, the 3 pens gone. No. Leather molded pen case for 3 pocket pens. Okay, yeah, for 3 pens, that's gone. Because 3 pens is about the size, really. The other ones is 3 pocket pens, so they're smaller ones. And see, the prices are very reasonable. Oh, that's already sold out, Dustin. Is that what you're talking about? You said May, so no. Am I looking at the wrong? Hold on. No? Oh, on new openings next month. B5. See, I don't do B5, B6. I don't know why. Maybe. Oh, okay. It's like those in 6 and 12, no buckle. Oh, okay, let me check. Are you on their mailing list, Dustin? Because I don't think I am. Am I? Oh, darn. Yeah, I'm very curious now. That Medic bag is amazing. Oh my god. Oh, okay. This is a. Now I'm really curious. That's where he posts the previews. Gallon Leather Fan Club. Oh no. Okay. Gallon Leather Fan Club. No. Okay. Let's go. I almost deleted. Actually, I may have to delete this Facebook and start again. Gallon Leather Fan Club. Okay. Am I? Okay. It's a private group. Okay, I just asked to be. Welcome to Gallon Leather. Tell us what you most like about Gallon Leather. Quality, price, service. You have a favorite? No, Grail, no. Let us know what you have. Really read them. Please write the name, color, or leather type mentioned in the group rules. What? Tell us. Know that you have really read them. Please write the name of the color or leather type mentioned in the Gallon Leather fan club group rules. What? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. That's how they make you really read. Okay. I'm just asking. I'm asking to be let in. Okay, there you go. I am going to put this on the. I don't have view of the chat. Sorry. When I'm doing this, I can't see your chat. Okay, now I'm back. Now I'm back. So here it is. There is this. The story of Gallon Leather is quite sad because the lady who started it passed away, and I just got into pens and then so from pens I got to know Gallon Leather is just a couple of months after she passed. So I heard the stories and how a lot of people just was grieving, and that's really sad. Yeah, she was, I think she was a geologist or an engineer or some scientist or something, and she I think she lost her job. So, yeah, and then she started this, and it's quite an amazing story, really. Thanks for that, Dustin. What's a good ink for fountain pens? I love Sailor and Pilot. Pilot and Sailor. Japanese inks. I tried Tachia. Was it Tachia? That's the one in California. A lot of these things seem to be in California. And I don't like it because it's so long to dry. But I like Pilot and Sailor. Having said that, when I say Pilot and Sailor, I mean the Iroshizuku sort of range of Pilot ink. So I don't know if there are other range. And for Sailor, they have a variety of different range of inks. The one that I like is the Manyo, or the Manyo this and Manyo that. If you've seen any of my videos, you've seen I think you've seen them all. So you've seen the row of inks from Pilot, and the other one, the bigger bottle, is the Jacques Urbain, is the sparkly, shimmery brown one. But there's one, I think, that I use that's a bluish. I don't know if I have a video of that, but that's Sailor, and they're about like $20, depending on $10 to $20, depending on what size bottle. So for me personally, Pilot or Sailor, but that's the two that I've experienced so far. So I can't really say. My one experience with Tatcha is I don't like it. It's just so apparently slow to dry. Is not the same as a wet ink. Wet ink means who knows, but for me they just dry really slowly, so it smudges a lot. So you write and then your hand sort of brush it and it's just smudged. While with Sailor and Pilot, you get smudged a little bit, but you can tell. I mean, sometimes, when you're used to it, when something is different, you can tell like, whoa, that's, that. So when I was using the Tatcha, I was like, whoa, that's smudged a lot, like blotch. While with Pilot and Sailor, you kind of have to let it dry a little bit. That's why you have an ink blotter. You put a little bit of piece of paper or something that you put if you're worried about it. I don't. So I usually just close the book and you have all this ink splodges everywhere, and I don't really care. Because for me, it's the process of writing. I just enjoy looking at the colors and as the ink moves. And like my husband said, oh, you have to know how to write calligraphy before you start fountain pens. No, you don't. You just do it. It's a bit like with tarot as well, right? Oh, you have to start here, here, here. No, you don't. You want the wild unknown? Go for it. You think the Visconti Sforza is your first deck? Go for it. It's like, just go for it. Starts in the middle, and then you can scale back and scale forward, back and forth as you go. So that's a long answer to your question, Tiger. It is Pilot and Sailor. I would recommend. I don't know what Dustin might. I mean, you guys might have different access to, like in the US. Like for us or for me here, there's a local guy, and I just try to. I don't want to import ink, so a lot of my ink are from him. And I think Noodlers, a lot of people go Noodlers. And the other one is, what is it called? Oh, I can't remember now. But if I hear it, I would remember it. I think they're American. I'm not sure. But a lot of people seem to use those as well. Starts with M? No, I don't remember. Rachel, give you one. Oh, yay. When was that? Yes. Diamine, that's the one. Noodlers. Come on. Okay. Diamine, I heard a lot about. Diamine and noodlers. All right, well, I heard something about noodlers. What was it? With certain pens or certain feet or certain nib, it tend to get one way or another. There's somebody caution us with the noodlers. They say, oh, with noodlers, be careful about the something or other. Diamine, yes, that's the one. Noodlers is the one that another friend of mine who's been into fountain pen for a lot longer than I have. He likes noodlers because he said that it's economical and it's good. Yeah. Birmingham, I've never heard of. Ackerman, I think I've heard of, but Diamine, I heard a lot of, like diamond, there's diamond in it. Birmingham, okay, is that an American or is that? There's some with really, I tend to get attracted to Japanese ones. There's one by Kingdom Notes, but of course I can't get them from New Zealand. It's called Kingdom Notes, Japanese. Birmingham, hold on, let me Google. Oh, Birmingham. As in Birmingham, of course. There you go. Oh, you see, I have to import this. Because importing liquids can get a bit tricky, and I've had a guts full with New Zealand Customs. I ordered 2 pens from Goulet. I will never do that again. Oh, it was above a certain amount of money. My God, the nightmare. Okay, Birmingham ink. Birmingham ink. You know what I will do? I'll ask the local pen distributor to see if he can bring it in. And then I'll just pay him. I mean, it's dealing with customs is... Yeah. I am effectively an importer exporter. I have an importer number, believe it or not. So, and I'm not even, I should make this a business. Like, seriously, I know the ins and outs of postal system now. No worries, Claire, no worries. Relax. We're just hanging out, Birmingham. Okay, I'm going to take a note of this. The problem is that just looking at the ink online, you can't really see, right? And even, I'm sorry, I don't know how people do mukbang and talk, like, honestly. I love their aesthetic. I like that hemlock cone. That brown is exactly what I'm looking for. The thing about the Jacques Urban, I actually didn't know that it was a sparkly, not sparkly really, it's a shimmer ink. His 17 whatever range is all shimmer, I didn't know. So I bought that because I wanted a brown one. And so the thing about shimmer ink is that it has particles. So I'm very, very weary of it. It means that I'm going to assign one pen and one pen only for it. And the other thing I've learned, of course, which seems really obvious, is that with shimmer and all this highly textured ink, you want the nib to be broad. The more ink you have, the more shimmer you can see. So I have one, again, I have a video of it. I think I put it in, I think that video on the other channel is called Inking a New Pen to Me. It's a new pen to me, but it's not new. I swapped pen with someone in Canada. And the nib is medium, Jovo. So I'm thinking now I might move, the nib from medium, I might swap it to something bigger. I have like a stub, 1.5 stub, I think 1.5 millimeter stub. So that way you have, the thing about why swapping it, why not just change the pen, is because when you coordinate the color of your ink with the color and aesthetic of your pen, it's kind of nice. I don't like matchy. So what I usually do instead of matching them is complement them. Like, for example, if I have one that is hand poured material by Carolina Pen Company. Dustin, have you ever heard of Carolina Pen Company? Oh, they're very addictive. And it has this sort of, for example, lilac shimmer or something, just a little slither of lilac. What I would do then is put like a purple ink in, so that the color of the ink will pick up or complement the color of the pen. So this particular pen, if you look at it just like that, if I look at it just like that, I sort of thought, well, I don't know, it's all right, but then I sort of accepted the swap because I didn't want to use the pen that I have. And I know I'm not going to reach for it. So I thought, let's just swap it. And I know I could change it's a Franklin Christoph. What I was giving up was a Franklin Christoph pen with the nib. And I know you can change the nib, but I think the body was one of those salmon glow, those pinkish demonstrator. And I don't know what I was expecting. So when I got it, I was a bit underwhelmed by the whole thing. And it wasn't cheap, So I swapped it with this sort of blue and white swirl with a little bit of brass copper sparkle. And so I thought, oh yeah, it's all right. But the copper sparkle, when you sort of put this copper Jacques Urban brown with shimmer ink on it, it's just such a pleasant multi-sensory experience. The nib on good paper, in my case, they're Hobonichi ones so far. And you sort of write it down like that, and you feel the nib against the paper, and you see the ink coming out, and your eyes catches it, and then you catch all the similar color or complementary color sort of glint of it from your pen. It's just the whole thing becomes quite, it's like eating a lovely frivolous dessert that you don't really need, but your tongue have a party. Your tongue appreciates it because all the parties in the tongue, it's nothing nutritious about them. Your body doesn't thank you, but it's all in the taste. So it's all in the eyes. It's such a multi-sensory experience. It's the same with reading really nicely bound, nicely illustrated books. Those Beehive books, though, I mean, come on, Beehive books are the same people who did a Botanica Terra, which I have had the privilege of encountering when he was still doing the majors with no notes whatsoever. So there's no guide whatsoever. It's just like, but I didn't back the full deck because I thought the minors were stretching it a bit. Anyway, I think Beehive books help him do that for Kickstarter, and they have books. So when you read this book, you not just Beehive, Folio as well. Folio is such good value, especially during sales. Check them out. I really want to support them. I'm not sponsored. They're not giving me anything. I'm just a fan. And when you read it, the cover, the paper, the illustration, the typesetting, the illustration at the top, the tactile experience of the cloth on the cover, and etc. So, it's just nice. I was gonna the Jacques Urban shimmers are very safe. Just flush it really well after, and don't let it set without writing for more than a day or two. Oh, yeah, that makes me nervous. So I've stopped that ink. Like, I'm like, okay, now I have like 6 or 7 going at the same time, and I'm thinking this is a lot more than I should. I'll show you on my other channel. I'll show you because I was going to do the currently ink. There's a lot of people who use like currently ink pens, and I never have more than 2, at most 4. That's stretching it, and now I have like 6 or 7. Because I really can't wait to try on the nib, like, Pelican medium, Pelican thick, Pelican double broad, and then Sailor broad, Sailor medium, Sailor fine. What's the difference? So before, for about a year, I was really quite obsessed with the body. Dustin, do you know Carolina Pen Company and their legendary hand poured material? He's so popular now. The demand is unbelievable. I bought my first few of those sorts of pen from Mythic Pens, which at the time was just starting his business. I could talk to him. This is 2019, before the pandemic. I can talk to him back and forth, and sometimes, oh, can you hold this pen for me? Okay, I will. Okay, I'll take this one, whatever. Now, if I message him, he doesn't even have time to reply. So his business is doing well, and he moved from his garage or somewhere, I can't remember, to like a real room. He's sort of, a lot of these guys are really handy with their hands anyway. So he's now creating this room purpose built for just doing his pens. And a lot of these guys have day jobs. So one of the pen maker that I made is an air traffic controller who just finished a graduate course on astronomy. Like some people are really, really productive with their time. It put me to shame. Sorry, I have not been looking constantly at the chat. So if any of you guys came and gone and left, and I didn't see you say goodbye or whatever, or I didn't say goodbye to you. Once again, that's the camera. That's where the screen where I see myself in the camera, and you are right there. That's pretty far. I think people don't appreciate that. For our eyes, it's actually really far. Camera, screen, comment, chat. Live chat's over there. Camera, screen, live chat. So, yeah. Yeah, Carolina, I was going to ask Dustin. Carolina Pen Company, I wonder if you heard of them. Yes, okay, so you have heard of, yeah. I'm still a vintage lover. You can't beat 14K. Yeah, okay. See, you have to be brave, I think. Like, I am actually very nervous. I like antiques. I like vintage, but come to pens, I'm very, very nervous. I don't know why. It stresses me out. So I can imagine a 14 karat vintage flex. So I almost bought a flex, a Pelican, and then I got overwhelmed and I ended up with the two that I bought. Where is it? Yeah, like just maybe because in Canada and the US, if something wrong, if something is to go wrong with the vintage, you can fix it. Here in New Zealand, it got really expensive. If something just went pear-shaped with a vintage, there's no one here to fix it, to help me fix. Do you know anything about Pelican, Dustin? So I ended up getting this, and the screw has like a little click, and I just don't know if that's supposed to be the case. There's a click. I think that's a safety mechanism, so that, because I bought one vintage Visconti from the 90s, okay, and the fastening mechanism is poo. And the person who packed it in Spain packed everything really well, but the pen itself was left floating in the box. The cap came off and the nib is destroyed. That's when I know I just had to stop, because it was no longer fun. It's just more stressful than work. So anyway, so you could hear, oh, I don't know if you can, but there's a click and then screw, click. Okay. Can you hear that? This is my first vintage. Two. You don't own Pelican, you don't, but the vintage one is Parker, is that right? I think the click sound of the pen cap being fully secure. Yeah, because it's loose, click, loose, screw. Unscrew, loose, click, unscrew, loose, open. So let me try that again. Yes, it matches the sofa. And the modern one looks like this still, the design is amazing how they keep to, I like that. Have you heard of an OMAS? I think Coven know about this. Have you heard of the OMAS, Dustin? The story is so sad. It's so bloody sad. They're such good pens, and then they are sold literally for parts. The dead stock sold to somebody, the machineries sold to somebody else, and then the brand sold to somebody else. Isn't that evil? That's just the most evil thing I've ever heard happen to anybody. I think the click sound of the pen cap being fully secure, like to keep the lid from becoming loose. Yeah, but it's halfway though, so it's not like click at the end. It's like loose, 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 click, and then loose, 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 screw. Vintage Parker Twisby Pilot. Okay, Conklin, is that how you pronounce it? Conklin or Chonklin? Conklin. I heard of Conklin. Parker is next because my first ever fountain pen was a Parker. Twisby. I don't know about vintage Twisby. I have a friend, this other friend of mine who's been into fountain pen for a lot longer than I have, told me that Twisby was rubbish earlier on. I had to convince him that Twisby is really good now. And he was like, oh, the last time it was so bad. And I said, no, it's kind of good now. So are you saying vintage Parker and Twisby or vintage Twisby? Because yeah, Twisby, I quite like Twisby. It's a workhorse, no, I have the usual 380, the diamond 380 and the mini. And I have the Iris with the pump, the vacuum. What else do I have? I think I have the Eco, the Golden Horse, and the Hong Kong movie sort of award thing. Taiwan, sorry, not Hong Kong, Taiwan. Their movie industry award, so it's a Golden Horse award. And I think it was made for, because Twisby's from Taiwan, right? So it's a Golden Horse. I haven't used it though. So, but they're really good. They're really good. They're really good. This is my first pen. I like this. Now, this is the one that I sort of just left it lying around, and then yeah. When I tried it again, suddenly it just blotchy, just dribbles of ink started pouring out. And my heart sank. So I may have to, but I love this. This is my first pen. I actually bought Casper recommended Kakuno. So I ordered the Kakuno from Japan, and it was taking forever because when was it? It was 2019. So this is before the pandemic, because this is before my trip to Singapore to rush my mother for her medical emergency. And then I came back from that trip. I think I updated on a haul, like I've showed you some pens that I bought and all that. And the Kakuno didn't arrive. And so while waiting for the Kakuno, I decided to order this. And this arrived because I ordered this from the local distributor, from the local shop. And so I started using this. And when the Kakuno arrived, I was already on my Twisby other stuff. So I had never actually used the Kakuno. Conklin, I think it's pronounced Conklin, but Parker is in my next. And Pilot, do I have Pilot? Well, the Kakuno is the first Pilot and last. So I may get back to it. Right now, I'm just obsessed with Pelican and Sailor. And Platinum as well. But Platinum, the problem with Japanese nibs are they're so thin. And if you don't rush to get the special edition or whatever, you are left with fine tip. And if you write the kanji, I understand you need fine tip. But if you're writing a Roman script, especially the way you write, like the way I write, some people who write this sort of, what do you call those long ones what do you call those? Cursive. I can see when you're cursive, it's nice and tidy, but I don't. I print letters. So, good night, Claire. Good night. Oh, vintage Parker. Okay, got it. Okay, I misunderstood you. I thought vintage Parker, vintage Twisby, vintage, but you're saying vintage Parker and then Twisby and then Conklin and then Pilot. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it sounds like a threading issue. I need to contact the guy. I need to contact the guy and ask him whether it's part of the design. Yeah. It sound like but it doesn't sound like it's a stuck. It sounds like it's a mechanism, but I can't be sure. I need a beginner pen here. This one, Twisby. A lot of people start with Echo. I don't like the I like my pen a bit weighty, and Echo is very light. Yeah, Twisby, made in Taiwan. The nib is Jowo. Jowo nibs. Jovo, not Jovo. Sorry, Jovo is German, not French. The nibs are really Jowo nib. You can hardly go wrong, really. I mean, it's branded Twisby, but according to their spec, Jovo made them, so steel nib, economical. If you break it, this is easy. You take off the nib, you put something else, and the nibs aren't expensive. So I have a small one of Amazon, like $30, and it's perfect to clean my pens out well between inking. Oh, what are you talking about? I would highly recommend you get an ultrasonic cleaner. Yes, if you want to clean. Yes, the other day, as my husband and I was roaming around, watching a movie, just running errands, I wanted to get one of these, and I just can't believe how difficult it is for me to find anything here. Like sometimes I think we're really at the end of the world. See, $30 for you will become 60 for me. After shipping and tax, it'll be 60, 70. So there's no such thing as a $30 item, Dustin, for people who live down under. So 30, I think shipping has been back to normal because I ordered something recently on Amazon and shipping was back to $14. But during the pandemic, I think they have to use private courier company like FedEx or DHL or whatever, and it jumped to $40. So I'll go and have a look. Would you recommend anything in particular, like, or anything will do? I basically look for jewelry cleaning, ultrasonic cleaner, and the one that the jewelers sell here are expensive. They're like $100, and I really don't want to spend $100. New Zealand, so that's maybe 70, 60. So with this, right, for example, look, the pens are touching each other. I mean, you can't exactly put one pen in because it's a waste, right? So you put two pens in, but they're really touching each other. And the only reason why I put this together is because the diamond is supposed to be scratch resistant, the diamond range, this particular here. And also because this is my throw around pen, so I don't really mind it. But for the likes of like the primary manipulation, the hand poured Illumilite material that is 1 in a million or one of a kind, nobody else will have the color distribution of the purple at the tip and the blue at the other end and the green in the middle or whatever, one of those. I don't want those to get scratched. So this, they scratch, they touch each other. And yeah, so that is why pen bags that you just throw pens together will never work for me because it's rough on the pen. Like somebody was selling a pens on Facebook, I think, and I saw it was the metal is completely scratched and battered. It's painful to look at. With my books, I tend to be a bit, I mean, I'm not too bad now, but I used to be when I was younger. If my book is folded the wrong way or creased, I would buy a new one. That's how anal I was. Oh, extra fine, really? Don't you find them scratchy, Dustin? Like I find them scratchy. I don't know. I have one nib that is fine, that is Jovo. The other fine nib Jovo is fine, and this particular one is scratchy, and I don't know what to do with it. And so it's going to cost $40 for somebody to do it for me, to smoothen it for me, and I am going to have to spend $10 shipping it over to him and another $10 shipping it back. That's $60. And so no, so that's a new nib. So no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to try with extra fine sandpaper and water and just see how I do it. But yeah, don't you find them really, really, it depends on your writing style as well. Like, if you do cursive, apparently some, I don't know, but it looks like people who does cursive tend to prefer. And if you do block letters like me, it doesn't print, it doesn't seem to be as comfortable, like it doesn't look as good. It's affordable and great starter fountain pen. Oh, Pilot Metropolitan, yes. A lot of people talk about Pilot Metropolitan. I don't own one. But also, what would you think, Dustin, of the German one? Lamy. Lamy. Lamy is another one that you can just remove the nib and then put another one. It has to be Lamy nib though. Some like Twisby, I think you can just get, I don't know if you can get a generic Yovo nib and just put it in, or does it have to be a Twisby one? Given that it's produced by Yovo, I'm thinking, but with Lamy, they have their own nibs. But I think Lamy Safari is another. Pilot Metropolitan, Lamy Safari, and Pilot Kakuno are three of the ones that's recommended to me in the past. And for whatever reason, I ended up with a Twisby. I ended up with a Twisby Diamond, that mini one. $30. I have to have a look. Someday I'll start a fountain pen and plan a journal channel. Let me tell you, Dustin, I did not want to start a new channel. As you've seen, I've started a new topic here on this channel. It's very difficult. It's not getting to the right people because YouTube algorithm have recognized the channel as being part of a network of terror content, and so it couldn't get traction. Well, it could, but I think it was confusing people because then they get recommended the other channel's content, but then it won't be this. You know what I mean? Like if you're a book person and you want to get recommended books and suddenly you get a terror recommendation, it was confusing people. It was really hard. See, there you go. So I have a theory. If you write cursive, you prefer fine. If you write block, do you call them block or print? I say block letter, like separately, like A, B, C, instead of the yeah, those ones. So I print rather than cursive, and medium European nib or bold Japanese one, because the Japanese one is a lot thinner, one size down or up. Basically, a Japanese bold is a German medium. And medium, I found a Japanese bold and European medium, I found is the nice, because if it's too thin and you're new, like when I was starting, if it's like, for example, that other Twisby, there's two I showed you. The bigger one is fine. It's not scratchy, but there's a lot more feedback. Like it's not feedback in a way that Sailor Nib is feedback, because the Sailor Nib feedback and Lamy feedback, where's my Lamy? Here it is. This one here, the feedback is nice. You feel the paper. It's like writing on paper using pencil, like that. It's kind of nice, But with fine nib, they tend to get a bit scratchy, like snaggy, toothy, like you're writing with a needle. Laminate. What's a laminate Safari? I don't know what the Lamy 2000 is. Yeah, so Lamy, why it's Lamy, Twisby, Pilot. Yeah, I don't talk about algorithm. I hate it. And they're getting more and more vicious. Like they're really demanding of you to be this, like they're really pushing you to be this big channel, like there's no place for like a mom and pop, just hobby channel type of deal. Yeah, anyway. Yes, I noticed actually. I think I came across some. I was researching some occult book, and I came across one of your video. And I know a lot of people now have seen. I know him as Dennis Poisson. He's changed his channel name to Foolish Fish now. I mean, he jumped, like his grew really fast. He's now at 50K, and he deserves it. He's one of those channel where I feel when I first met him, I thought, why does he not have more? That's the algorithm for you. And so he's done something right at one point, and then he just blew up. And his content is quite unique because he could talk to you in an easy way. The reason why I mention this is because if you like occult books, there is Foolish Fish, and there's another smaller channel that I would like to recommend people if you're interested. It's called Solomon's Work. Solomon's Work. I write more in cursive script. Like, what would that be? As I said, I think if you're a beginner, go for medium, because the fine can get a bit scratchy sometimes, depending on, depending on what nib and who. Like, the fact that not all Yovo nib ended up the same. Like, Yovo nib with these guys are like this. Yovo nib with another group of people have a little bit of calibration problem. You know what I mean? So if you use the medium nib steel, is because it's most. I started with medium steel Yovo. Um, I think Bock is another good nib. So if you buy a pen, ask them what nib they use. Either like Lamy, this is their own. Sailor, their own. Platinum, their own. But Twisby, what's the other one? There's a few other who uses other people's nibs. And Yovo is basically the nib guy for everybody. I am trying to open okay. See, that's the nib there. It's different. That's Lamy's. I think medium is the safest, really. And then from there you can go up and down. But it's the safest compared to... I wasn't planning on doing fountain pen stuff, so none of them are here. But you get the idea. Extra fine, fine, or medium. I think if you start with extra fine, I don't know. But, weirdly, after your first Folio Society haul, I started to get BookTube videos on my recommendation. This is what I mean. It just confuses people. You don't. Do you think people should start with Flex though, Dustin? You think? Yeah. What paper do you use? Good point. Scratchy feeling is usually paper, not nib. Really, I use Hobonichi. Yeah, smooth with everything else. You've been sub for him for a long time. Okay, good. Yeah, he and I used to talk a lot more when he was like, I don't know, 130 sub or something. This is like, I met him when he commented on my Oculi Occultati. So that's 2018. That's in 2018. And he was sort of beautiful book every day. And then on Sunday, he has esoteric Sundays. But I kind of knew that his knowledge on esoterica is really, I think he's a teacher in religious studies or something. I know he's very knowledgeable, which is why when I met him, I thought, okay, this is more the channel that I prefer to watch. And then at the time, you know how it is, in 2018, things were getting a bit funny around TerraTube. So when I met him, he was like 100 and it's less than 200 sub, like tiny. I remember I did a shout out for smaller channel. He's now 50K. So I did a shout out for him. He was like, oh, so shout out smaller channels. I'm so embarrassed now when I watch that. You see, modern Conklin used the Yovo. Yovo's everywhere. I still haven't been able to commit to Foolish Fish, and it's been 2 years. It's not, I'm not there. In terms of I'm esoterically curious, but he is really in there. So, and I'm not. So it is what it is, So for me, I haven't, because then it ramped up. Well, before it was just esoteric Sundays, and he talked to people, noobs, okay, like me. And now it got deeper and deeper. And a lot of his followers, from what I see, really know their stuff as well. These are the group, not only esoteric stuff, these are magic and esoterica. And that's quite on the up, since after I pursued, I was pursuing everything, Rider-Waite-Smith, Marseille, esoteric tarot, Thoth, everything, blah, 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 Lenormand, everything. I threw everything on the wall and I see what sticks. And Enriquez was really the approach that resonated with me. So all the esoterica stuff just went by the wayside. And now I feel like maybe I'm ready to get back into it again. But it does really requires that you are at the right time for it. Up. Hold on a second. I just kicked the table here. Yeah, so I use Tomoe River. Yes, Tomoe River paper. That's what I use. Sub for the pretty books, stay for the esoteric and occult studies. He changed his content, but he segued really well, though, because there's books and books. And from just esoterica every Sunday, the content quickly creeps into every day. But I think he still have his esoteric Sundays for maybe noobs like us. I don't know. And there's a few more now, like Solomon's work, for example. So I think people are beginning to. I mean, on some other level, you have glitch bottle, you have rune soup, um, Gordon White, rune soup, and Gordon White is rune soup, and yeah, and then you have the more sort of very traditional Anglo witchcraft. What's his name? He used to be called Shadow Boy. His channel now it's his name. I can't remember now. I put him on my featured channel. So if you go to my featured channel list, I have a bunch of people who I think are worth checking out. Yes, Hobonichi. So yeah, so Dustin. So I use Hobonichi mainly. So yeah, so like and that fine was a bit. Okay. You see, not all fine are created equal. I have fine that is smooth. And then I have the twisty fine that's not as smooth. A lot more feedback, not toothy, not snaggy, but feedback. And then I have another one that I bought secondhand. So maybe she's done something to it. I don't know. But it's smooth. It's fine and it's smooth and I like it. And then I have a SIG nib that is these. SIG is, I can never remember, SIG, something italic gradient. This is Franklin Christoph's own grind. I love that. So I have one fine nib, but it's not toothy at all. It's smooth and it's fine, and I love it. And I have been chasing after such a fine nib ever since. So I think SIG is the italic gradients. I think it's like stub, but it's rounded or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's SIG. So let me show you. And then after that, I may have to leave, guys. So SIG nib. Here it is. There it is. Sub-italic gradient. Sub-italic gradient. Here it is. SIG nib by Franklin Christoph. Oh, okay, there's a lot of there it is. I know. I'm so scared of extra fine nibs. Like flex also scares me. Like, oh, where is it? And I constantly, especially because the prices are so high, at least for New Zealand dollars, after you convert it. And I'm just too scared. Too scared. So I ended up with an interesting one called K Fine KF. Okay, so that's a fine one. But what was it called? It's a especially it's Pelican Special Nib. It's KF. So that's my first ever. No, I think that's a medium. You see how it dipped at the peak there? Look at how it dipped at the front like a pelican. Look. Anyway, hold on, let me check this one. This one I think is a KF. And there's a couple of times, is it right? Oh, I can't remember. And my aging eyes is struggling in this light. I can't see. Might be time to change my glasses. It might be the other one. But yeah, so my next mission is I'm just too scared because of the prices of these things. And, I don't want to be spending a certain amount of money only to realize I can't use the nib. So I need to try something where I can change the nib if it doesn't work for me. But yeah, so Pelican is it, because I know with Pelican you can just unscrew the nib, because there's just no one here that can help me with modification, with grinding, regrinding nibs. Like one guy, it's out of town. I have to ship it out of town. Vintage, extra fine. Yeah. That's next. Slowly. I'm creeping out from medium, creeping to broad, italic, zoom nib, like fine, sig nib, the sub italic gradient nib, and I'm just slowly, and I think slowly I'm gonna try music nib. I actually almost ordered a music nib, and then I changed to zoom instead. So next is music nib, and then maybe architect, maybe flex, just slowly. And I have to be careful with being able to change the nib if it doesn't work for me. Like the problem with, I love Sailor, and Sailor have such interesting nibs, but I can't swap them around. So you're stuck with it, or having to sell the whole pen, if it doesn't work for you. And shipping in New Zealand, taxes, and our exchange rate, it just get really expensive really fast. So anyway, that's a fun chat. That's almost 2 hours. It's nice to see people I haven't seen in a while. And again, I'm sorry if some of you have left without me saying goodbye, because I didn't realize you're there, or I didn't realize that you've left because I wasn't looking at the chat. So thank you for coming. And this nonsense, I literally ate muesli at, I don't know, 4 o'clock. I'm still eating it at 6 o'clock now. It's kind of looking a bit disgusting, but I guess it's dinner too now. I don't know. Thanks for that pointer, Justin, about the Gallon Leather group. So I've asked to be allowed in. I might see you there. Am I in? No. Am I in? No, not yet. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No hurry. It is 111 minutes. So it is 5:02 p.m. here on a Wednesday. And it's been a bit of a stressful day today, and it's going to be a bit stressful tomorrow as well. So this is a good break. I think some of us need a break. I know I certainly need a break. So that's good. Thank you for coming. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It should be Tuesday over on your side of the world, I think. And yeah, I will talk to you either on the other channel or around here sometime, talking about, I have this deck to show, so I'll do this. And then I don't know if I'm going to put this in storage, but I know some of them are going. This probably will stay here because they're a bit too delicate. So I'll show you those, and I'm going to compare them, because hand stenciled, not that expensive. Not hand stenciled. No, sorry, that's handmade, so that expensive is fine. But this one, like, whoa, why does that cost so much? Anyway, so we'll see. Good grief. Did I tell you I'm a klutz? Yes, I did. Okay. I'll see you guys. Thank you for coming. And see you again soon.